Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple weeks, or 3 weeks actually, since I've posted anything, and work's been pretty crazy. Weather's been kind of crappy. It's been cold, so the shop is insulated, but I was tired and just kind of wasn't feeling it. I'm doing some more work on the Samurai. I'm trying to button up some things, go through the pile of parts that I've got stacked up for this thing. There's mostly just modifications that I want to do to it to make it my own. Right now I'm going to be putting new hoses, finally replacing the hoses that have been leaking, taking off the old crusty black ones and putting on these nice pretty polyurethane hoses. They look really cool and they're blue, so I like it. But I'll be doing that, getting that done. I'm also removing some of the like this right here. I'm going to take that out and put a plug in that because it's not being used anymore. This is where the new temperature gauge will go. Hopefully it fits in there. And then I'm going to pull this out too and put a plug in that one. Just to clean things up. Like, it's not hurting anything the way they are. They're kind of seeping. You can see the one there. This one here has been weeping a little bit. And this one looks like it has been too. But just stuff that I want to do to clean up under the hood. And I've been looking at it, and I definitely think I'm going to reroute the heater hoses that run over to the propane. So there's these heater hoses right here run over here and go through the regulator, which it uses the heat to convert that into from liquid into a vapor, more or less, and then it goes over. But I think I'm going to reroute these from here, and I saw somebody online and run them under, maybe if I can try to keep them from, like I said, just cleaning it up. Little OCD, you know, that's kind of, there's plenty of space between the engine and them. My luck, I'll do that and then probably melt them. But I saw on someone else's video, it might have been Fortune Off-Roads. His is on all his stuff's on that side, so his heater hoses aren't ran like that, which I do like. Almost makes me want to swap around my ARB pump over there, move it to this side, put that here, and short. That could be an idea. That's going to be a job to do all that. Not that it can't be done. Actually, I think that would work really well. Like I said, shorten all of the hoses and everything. I'd run everything over there. I think that might be what I do. I may do that. But then that's a lot of moving stuff. Moving all this, and it's wired up. I have to move all the wiring. I don't know, it might not be worth it. I could just put the regulator right here. Put the regulator right there. That would work. Put it behind the headlight. And put that right there, so that would still on the same side. It's on the same side as everything. Get it away from the exhaust side too. But it doesn't seem to bother it, but you know. Yeah, future projects. But I'll swap over to the other camera. As you can see, I've got it propped up here. The tripod's a little short to be able to see down into what I'm doing. But yeah, we'll get to work on doing this. I'm hoping to get this done relatively quickly. I've got a doctor's appointment in a couple hours, but we'll get this done. I'm trying to get this, like I said, this pile of parts knocked out so that way I can get to work on that. Because I've driven my C10 a couple times last week, and it was really good. It was beautiful weather. It was great to get it out and drive it. I drove it to work, which is a 20-mile round trip, and it really helped energize me. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. ready to get to work on this because it's been setting too much, and not that I've forgotten about it, like I've neglected, and I hate myself that I've neglected it, just letting it sit, because I absolutely love that truck. But I want to button up stuff on this, and then I will get to work on that cab and get that started, disassembling all that. And I'm super, plus since I was excited, I got to looking for stuff on Amazon. I found patch panels for the cab, super cheap, like rocker panels, less than $20. Cab corners, $25. Even found some partial floor pans, which the outer rockers have already been changed in that cab. I just going to clean up the welds a little bit. Instead of doing a plug weld, they seam welded it, so I'm going to clean those welds up a little bit. Still thinking about possibly finding someone to media blast that. Save me a ton of time of sanding. But it's a good solid cab. But I want to get in there before I have anybody do that. I want to get in there, remove all of the wiring, just everything, just completely strip it out to where it's just the metal, and pull all the heating ducts and all that stuff out of there, cut the back glass out of it, and then find somebody to see how much it's going to cost me to have the thing media blasted. They're not a huge cab, so surely it won't be too bad, but it'll be worth it, the saving the time and the money of sanding disc and everything. And it doesn't look like it's ever been repainted. It looks like that yellow is the original. But yeah, so back to work. Getting too far into that, but super excited about that. Excited to get to work on that cab. I want to build a rolling around stand where it's up high enough to where I can sit on my stool and do whatever kind of metal repair and do the welding and whatever other stuff. I'm actually thinking about shaving. It is a factory air cab, but I've thinking about shaving that off, and even though it's a factory air cab, instead of using the factory stuff, going with vintage air, just because it's newer technology. Like, I'm sure air conditioning hasn't changed too much since 1970, but still, there's bound to be some progress in it. But like I said, we'll get to work on this and hopefully get these hoses changed. That's my main goal today, is just to get these hoses changed. The heater hoses have been leaking for a little while now, and I've just been topping off the radiator. So time to quit being lazy and actually fix it. So I've had these hoses for months, but I'll get to work here and hopefully get this done. And like I said, I've got just a few more things to do to it. I've got a new light bar to put on it. I've got to weld together the brackets. Like, these brackets are really cool. Weld these together and put them all together, and this will go above the windshield, and I've got a new light bar for that. And then I need to put this one back up. They're going to be wired to where they're both on whenever I flip the switch. I really want to do I haven't taken this out at night for night riding yet, so I really want to do some night riding. And of course, I still got to do still got to get around to doing the bumper at some point, either modifying this one, which I really like this bumper, but I'm not sure how well it'll look once I extend it out for the winch. And I've been wondering if anybody knows or can tell me. Well, I've thought about removing that tube right there, and I know it's a major structural part, the frame, but like removing it and then welding in the winch plate right there and using the winch plate to stiffen that up. But I'm afraid to do that. I'm afraid that I'm going to severely compromise the integrity of the frame, so I probably won't be doing that. But I'll get it done, and I need to get a drain pan because I am leaking some coolant since I pulled that out. But yeah, so I'll catch y'all in a second. This was a very challenging little clip. This clip was sped up 6 times because it was drawn out, and mostly because I got a band-aid there on my thumb because earlier before I started recording this, I was helping my wife fix dinner while cutting potatoes. I sliced the tip of my thumb off, and so it made it really difficult to try to grip anything out here. I am right-handed, so it was a challenge. Nothing was working out the way I wanted it to, and so I wound up shutting the cameras off after about 10-15 minutes because I was so frustrated. And like right here, this where you don't see anything, it's taking so long. This was actually several minutes because I kept dropping the plug, trying to put the Teflon tape on it. I swear I dropped it 4 or 5 times, at least. Just trying to get it in there. I did have a drain pan under the Samurai, but I still managed to make a mess changing out that plug. It got even worse once I pulled off the other heater hoses. That little block holds a lot of coolant. But these hoses had been on there for a really long time. They did not want to come off. It was a challenge, and I wound up getting so frustrated. That's why I was talking the entire time that I was recording this. But as my frustration grew, my language got worse, and so I decided to pull back. In fact, I got so frustrated I shut the cameras off just so I could focus on getting this done. But it got done, and then I wound up having to call it a night because my thumb was going in. It started bleeding, and I was getting blood on parts, so I think it was, I wound up waiting until my thumb healed to come back out and finish things. Okay, so it has been 2 weeks since I turned the camera off. I shut the camera off because I was getting very frustrated with these hoses, and I was cursing considerably more than I wanted to do on camera. Don't get me wrong, I cuss like a sailor, but I try to keep it fairly clean on the videos. So I had shut it off, and because I was having a serious headache with the sorry, Liam's waving at me, the hoses. In fact, it came to a point where I messed up my heater core because I'm trying to get them right off. The light there so you can see a little bit. So I was trying to pull the hoses off the heater core, and I mashed them flat using a pair of pliers, trying to pull the hose off, and sure enough I mashed them flat. I didn't realize that they stuck out as far as they did, and I mashed them flat. And I've been told that those are really hard to find. In fact, because this one was leaking a little bit, and some of the Suzuki gurus that I've gotten to know, I talked with them about finding another one, and they're like, well, take that one to a radiator shop and have it repaired. Hey, Liam.
Hey.
So, yeah, I mashed those flat. I'll eventually pull them out and see if I can't straighten them back out for the round again. But for right now, I just ran the heater lines over to the propane regulator. So I wound up rerunning the hoses after all, like I was talking about, but not for the reason I wanted to. But this is cleaning up. Had some issues with these blue hoses because the silicone hoses I ordered these special hose clamps so that it doesn't pinch. So like the old school, the regular style hose clamp like this, I was told will pinch and cut it and ruin the hose. So I ordered these fancy ones. Let me find one. Like these right here. Like, oh, these are what you need. And I ordered them off Amazon. And of course, I ordered ones that are just too big. I tightened it all the way down, and it bottomed out. Like these two, this here and here, were touching because this hose is so little. It's not much bigger than a water hose in your yard. So, like, here's a good shot right there. You can see how small that outlet is. So, I came out and worked on it some last week. I've jacked my back up last weekend, so I wasn't out here as much as I wanted to be. But I'm out here today, and I'm going to put this thing back together. I'm going to wire back up at least this front light, because we're going to go riding tomorrow, and the plan is to go right into the night, because my uncle put some new lights on his Yamaha Viking, and he wants to check those out, and I haven't been out at night since I put the rock lights on this, and I was hoping to get my new light bar put up above the windshield, and I bought these. This is part of a light bar bracket that I bought that has the Suzuki emblem in it, but I don't have a drill press, and I was trying to drill that out, and that's some serious, like, it's probably my drill bit's just trash, but I could not get drilled through that. And I've got to drill this one out, and then a couple more holes in the part that's the base of this, and then weld it together after I get it sanded down and weld it together, and then paint it. And I've got the new light bar sitting over there in the back of the mule. So it looks like this won't be on there in time for tomorrow, at least, but I'll at least have that front light hooked up. I do plan on recording while we're riding, so I'm looking forward to that. Ready to test out these new fender flares. They do work really well as a tool holder. And in fact, last couple weeks ago when I was out here working on this, I actually I had a bruise on my chest from while I was doing the hoses on this, leaning against that fender flare. It was so solid that it bruised my chest. I had 2 bruises lined across my chest from that fender flare. So I probably should have just removed it, but I didn't. I'm hard-headed, and I was already aggravated because of how things were going on with the hoses. But yeah, live and learn. So I just got to throw the main radiator hoses back on this. The heater hoses are back on it. I'm not sure how much I'll record of finishing this up, but I may just pick this up tomorrow while we're riding, and it just all be one video. But Liam, want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Okay, so now you're recording.
Okay, I'm recording.
Alright, so I need to cut this hose down.
That on using your phone, not there.
Yeah, well, I shut that off so that way you can see right there what you're doing. Okay, so you can, like, while I'm talking to you, like, there you go. I can talk to the camera like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying out Liam as the cameraman right now. He wants to help. So got him. He makes some pretty good. He takes really good pictures and, like, recordings on his phone. So I wouldn't doubt if he makes a really good cameraman. Went to O'Reilly's and got this rubber hose, and it's supposed to be the lower hose for this, but not quite right. So just cut it down so that way it matches the lower part, for the most part.
Yeah, good idea.
I did not get a straight cut on that at all.
Yeah, there we cut that thing.
There we go. That's better.
Hmm.
Doing good, Liam. You're doing really good.
Yeah.
Okay, now I need. What did I do? There it is. I need this. I like working on cars, huh?
Yeah. And a lot of like Hot Wheels.
You like Hot Wheels?
Yeah.
Hot Wheels are awesome.
Yes, this Smurf.
Yeah, Smurf's like a Hot Wheel too.
Yeah.
Put some more grease on this. So, with these silicone hoses, I learned a couple weeks ago when I was messing with this that I was having such a hard time getting the hose. Like, once I finally got it started, I couldn't get it to slide because it's a very tight fit. And so, I decided to try some grease. Grease it up a little bit, and it actually helped drastically with it sliding on. So here, look over here, Liam. See what I do.
Okay.
You're doing good, buddy.
Yeah.
Get that in there.
I'm doing my TV. Me and you.
Do what now?
My TV. Me and you.
Yeah, you'll be able to see yourself on YouTube.
Yeah.
Watch what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure. Come on, get in there.
Good, Daddy.
There we go. I got it. So it's got a little brace. So this funky little design, but it's pretty neat. I guess it keeps it from the hose from getting into the fan, I guess. But it's got this little this metal tube that runs down, basically an elbow. But it's down there right like so. Oh, sorry, Liam.
Okay.
Yeah. What did I do with the other one? I just had it.
Your hat?
Yeah, there it is.
Hmm.
I'm here for a second.
This is not very loud.
It's not going to be too loud. You'll be okay.
Oh.
I promise. You'll be alright. Doing great, man.
Yeah. I'll get you on, Dad.
You're what?
I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
I'm never friend, Dad.
What?
I'm never friend.
Friend?
You're friends.
Oh yeah, you're my best friend.
Yeah, me and you, best friends.
Absolutely.
Okay, YouTube, you seeing my phone?
Ready to go wheeling tomorrow? Ready to go riding?
Yeah.
there.
We got it. You got it. You got it.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate that.
Ted, put it away.
Maybe I should have greased this black hose too.
Yeah.
There it goes. Okay, that's on there. Oh, you alright?
Yeah.
Alright. Little tool here. Handy dandy.
Daddy. Anyway.
Nice. Push that on a little further. Here, pull it back, buddy. That's that way you're not scratching that. Don't want to scratch the camera.
Oh.
Okay, I think that'll work. I got dirt in my eyes.
Who, Daddy?
Those are tight.
And you're hunting it up.
Yeah, Daddy's having a hard time getting up.
Oh, strong man.
Very favorite tool right there.
Okay. And a strong man.
Strong man.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got those tight. Put these little bolts back in. Let's not flop it around.
Good job, Dad.
What, buddy?
Good job.
Thank you.
Man. My phone did.
Your phone's dead?
No, not this.
Oh.
Daddy. You made it. You made it.
Yeah, I did. Huh.
Yeah. Mom did Princess Peach.
Princess Peach.
Mom did. Double recording, Dad.
Do what?
Double recording.
You want me to? Do you want to stop?
Yes. Last night.
Oh. Recorded last night.
Yeah. My phone.
Man, this thing is awesome.
That's it, Dad. That's it.
What?
I love you, Dad.
Love you too, bud. Up here, tighten this hose down. Size. Oh, it's because that's a 5/16, it's not 10 millimeter.
Yeah, YouTube channel, right, Dad?
What about?
Remember YouTube channel?
Yeah.
It's so crazy I am.
That's how crazy you are?
Yeah.
You are crazy. Will not argue that point.
Yeah.
Get in here. Let me trade me spots. No, you stand over here.
Okay. I'm just super D.
Okay. Alright. The lower hoses are on. The heater hoses are on. I've just got to run the hose that loops back up and around. Which I'm going to reuse this ugly hose. I don't have. Got this hose, but I don't have another small hose to work. So I'm using, since we're using these factory hose clamps because these wouldn't pinch either. And I had all 6 of them, and I was going to use them, but evidently I threw away the upper radiator hose that still had the clamps on it, and I'd taken the trash out, so I didn't have the top hose. So I've got that's why I bought a new black lower hose and put on it, so that, because I had 4 of these hoses and it needs 6 total. So I bought 2 new regular old school hose clamps, and going to, now I'm going to get this hose. Is really weird. It just runs. So there's a tube that runs off the back of the water pump that the lower radiator hose comes out of it. The heater hose comes off the back of it, and then another hose runs from it. This hose runs from that tube into the intake. So it's a little weird, but that's the way they designed it. And well, we just took the Samurai out for a couple hours out to Crossbar, where we love to ride, our local hole. I would say that the new fender flares were a success, because look at that, not a lot of mud above the line. So I think they worked out really good, and they caught way better than the original. But like I said, these were 2.5 inches wider than the originals, so I'm loving it. I'm digging it. We may wind up going back out tomorrow, so I'm not going to bother cleaning this or unloading it. I'm going to come out after dark, and I got the whips, the little 2-foot whips back there. I got those put on, and I finally wired up the rewired the light bar there. I'm going to get around to making the ones for the windshield light bar. But I did put in the new wiring harness for it, and that was really nice. That was a very nice set. It's from Nylite. I got them off of Amazon, and I'll show you the boxes and try to find a link. But yeah, very nice setup. So in fact, it's wired for 2. I was figuring out how I was going to wire, or making a plan for the splicing to have them both on the same switch. And this kit was actually already had it to where you could plug 2 in, so that's gonna be really nice. I just need to get off my butt and get stuff done with the other one. I wound up taking I forgot to tighten down my little shield there, so since I didn't tighten it up, I just unscrewed it because I was worried that it might fall off. But yeah, we had a good time. Didn't ride but for 2 or 3 hours. My brother's rack and pinion broke on his Razor. Hush. You too, on down. Yeah, so while we were riding, his rack and pinion broke, and he limped it back to the truck, luckily, but it got to where, it was getting to the point where it would not turn. So he had a new one. He's got a new one sitting in the shop. He was just waiting until that one completely gave out. So he's going home to do that, and they're talking about going out again tomorrow, since today got cut short. We were planning on night riding tonight because Uncle James had new lights on his. Then I had the stuff on this that I wanted to check out. I'll probably come out tonight when it's dark and turn on the lights and see how it looks. And I'll record that. So we'll catch y'all once it's dark lights. Yeah, there's the... I got them wired to the tail lights, so they come on with the headlight switch. A lot brighter than I expected them to be. All kinds of different stuff you can do with them. Got those off Temu. Rock light's not one to work, which I jacked with the wiring earlier. It's a little janky right now because I did a half-ass job at it. Pretty excited about that. Lights. Like it. I'm happy with those. I got them. I only went with a 2 foot because I didn't want them sticking up and catching tree limbs and stuff like that. And I think I've got them set wide enough to where they won't be too badly in my mirror, but because they're almost like perfectly in line with the back of the roll bar, the down bars for the roll cage. But that's cool. There's the taillights I put on it. All off of Temu. So, yeah, I've got to fix the rock lights. But yeah, I'm happy with this. So.